Hey guys, so as you well know, we are unintentionally completely restoring this leaky narrowboat that we purchased last year for continuous cruising. So one of the jobs we want to try and get finished today is sorting out our rusty gas locker. If you can remember, there was a little bit of rust beneath it and it will fail its gas certificate on that. So yeah, we scraped a lot of the rust away. We wire brushed it too, and then we added the Aquastil, the rust repellent. So the next step will be to put the 2-pack epoxy over the top, and that should keep it all nicely sealed in there, ready for the gas inspection man. So disengage the gas bottle and get all the bits out so it's all nice and prepared, ready to finish off later in the video. So now it's a case of getting the boat ready for taking up for our blacking up in March. So we're down St Neots way. I'll show you the map here. We've done this journey before, or a big chunk of it, about 90%, when we brought the boat from Peterborough. So have a look here. So we're down here, St Neots way, and we're going to travel all the way up here through Ely, St Ives, Huntingdon. Around here is Denver Sluice, that scary sluice that we were on, through down this little bit. And there's March, Fox's Marina. And that should roughly take about a week to get to. It takes about 40 minutes in the car. But we're going to have to, unfortunately, bring the boat all the way back on our lovely week journey again and come back to where we are moored up so that we can continue and finish work on the boat. In fairness, it's not going to take long from then, I think. There is a lot to do, but there's also a lot that can be done once we're at the canals. So it's sort of just a case of getting the kitchen and the bathroom sorted, and then I think we can probably shoot off. And if you look here, you can see one of our lovely little cratch covers has turned up. Now this is only the back one, it sort of sits over the back here with poppers at the moment. So the engine's under here, and all the rain that keeps coming in can very easily just get into the engine bay. It's very frustrating, so you really need one on the back here. And obviously we really need the one on the front too to stop the bloody leak getting into the bow thruster area. The only problem here was that we tried using the old poppers that were actually on the boat to try and refit it onto. But they weren't quite the same size and it kept sort of coming off a little bit. So yeah, need to sort our popper situation out, innit? But we're on it, don't you worry. So yeah, we've nearly finished the one on the back there, just a couple of little revisions, and then onto the lovely one that's going to sit over the front here, and it's going to have 2 really big windows on there. The main purpose will be to stop the leak, really, to stop water coming into this front bit and going down into the bow thruster area. So one of the big jobs that we've got to get done is getting the proper locks up on our hatches. We've got 2 different types there. That sits on the door, that sits on the frame, or maybe that sits on the door and that sits on the frame, and you tighten it up. Then we've also got these ones, which is what the boat originally came with. It's an odd one now because I bought these and we were just going to try them out, just sample them sort of, but you don't really want that sticking out like that, do you, as you're cruising along? If you're walking along the gunnels, you get caught on that, and it's quite, see, it sits out quite far. My idea with it was, because these tighten up, it would help pull the hatch in. And the original option of what the boat came with, obviously these little fellas, a lot of narrowboaters have these ones on there. Sort of have one at the top and one on the bottom of each of the hatch doors. The problem is the current window ledges have just been bored into by the previous owners for the lock to sit into. So Bex is determined to make a new one. I think it's going to be pretty hard, so I'm staying well out. My worry would be trying to graft a bit of wood, the exact right size for that. Have you seen my woodwork?
I don't think it would be that tricky, really.
So yeah, out it came. It would probably be a good idea for the metal lock to actually slide into a metal ridge in the windowsill. But first, Bex needs more wood. She comes with a wood. So while Bex does that, I'm not going to get in the way. I haven't got a clue about these sort of things. I'm going to crack on with one little job that needs finishing off. So finally time to put on our last 2 wooden hatches. And again, you've already seen this twice, guys, so we're going to do this really quickly. For a precaution, going to bang a couple of chairs there. We don't want anyone to get stabbed. So Becca has got to turn this. No, Becca has got to turn this into this. Think you can do it?
Give it a go.
Get your chiselling head on. If anyone can do it, Yeah, they've just been forgotten about for years and years. Owners and owners. And now on to Crobot to try and sort the mess out, eh? Well, Bex anyway.
Here he comes.
And originally this window ledge was made up of about 3 different bits of wood, so it was sort of like a Frankenstein of windowsills. And Bex is actually going to try and make it out of one big piece of wood. So awesome, eh?
It's turned out to be quite a complicated little piece to make, so I'm sort of just doing a little bit, checking it, doing a little bit, checking it.
And as some of you may know, we're having trouble with our hatch doors shutting properly. So whack a bit of this in there. We know it's not the real reason why, but every little helps, eh?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's snug. I think I've made it really snug.
They are relentless, guys. They just keep coming. They're after me aqua still.
Cracked it!
What was the
I
problem?
was just being too cautious about hammering it in. There's always going to be a bit of a gap here because the hatch doors won't actually close properly. But this piece of wood comes up above the gap. If you're looking at it, I mean, because you don't want to come even higher up because then
You start losing the hatch, don't you?
and it'll look a bit weird, I think, as well.
But we get a couple of little metal bits in there for the locks to be able to lock into properly. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hasn't she done amazing, guys? Now all we still need to do, or Bex will probably end up still doing, is varnishing it and treating the wood so it's all ready for narrowboat loveliness, or whatever you call it. Welcome to the entrance of my man cave, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, another day, another hatch door declamping that has to take place. The right term, innit? Declamping of the hatch. So hopefully, I'm pretty confident now that the doors are going to shut because all the other hatch doors, which were the harder ones, have all managed to shut properly. So I'm pretty confident when I declamp this hatch, we're not going to have any problems. Little baby one. Moment of truth. Sticks out a little bit, that one. That one sticks out the most of all of them, that one. So just get the little knife on there, neat and tidy it up. Get rid of some of these little bits. And then we're what might seem like fully hatched done, but we're not. We're probably only halfway through because we've still got to put all the locks on there. We've got to paint them, decorate them. Right, so we're going to move all this stuff out the way and we're going to get behind here. See, there's all the sort of excess carpet. We're going to try and sand that off and then we can make it all nice and start sort of painting it. It's probably going to need some sort of filler in sort of areas. The original plan would have been to put up some new sort of boarding along the sides, but I'm thinking there's already boarding up along the sides. If we can sand it down and get it to a nice state, there's no need probably to put new boarding up. Have to move all this. Remove the entire source of the snoring room. Let's see, it's all here. I managed to get quite a bit off with the little hacky thing, but I reckon a sander would be better. And I reckon we're probably going to have to mask up for that, because it's going to go bloody everywhere, isn't it? There's lots of bits like this also, which I'm hoping we can put some sort of sealant in. But it seems a bit silly to just put another sort of wooden panel over the front when you've already got wood there, really. Just sort of tidy that up. I wonder if there's even some sort of plaster sort of stuff that maybe you'd put over and use. I don't know. I've never done anything like it. So yeah, this is the living room, and it was this grey stuff, which you sort of see on camper vans a lot, really. It is probably quite good. Probably keeps the heat in a little bit, but it's not aesthetically the loveliest thing, is it? A lot of people say use light colours, really, but I think a teal would look quite good. Is it teal? Like a greeny blue? So we'll start here in the back, and we'll just start doing this wall here. Seems to just flake off even if you go like that, so I don't know how mad you're going to have to go. We're going to need masks, definitely going to need gloves, goggles, my famous knee pads. Need my knee pads. Get some good air circulation in here, guys. It's going to get very, very dusty. Knee pad up. So I've got one of these, and originally I was sort of just doing this, and it does flake off. But it doesn't flake off enough, so we're going to sand it. Grab the sander. I'm really intrigued to see how much that actually takes off, because it just crumbles off. It should come off so easily. Amazing. Come out really good. I'm chuffed with that. I mean, I'll go over that a little bit more. It's probably quite obvious because it just crumbled off, you see. But there was a bit of a worry that it wouldn't come up properly. That's going to come up lovely, and then you just fill in these little gaps. And like I say, maybe there's a sort of plaster that you can put in the gaps. It's a lot nicer, isn't it? And then these little areas, just go in by hand, I reckon. There we go, easy. Not a bad little job, actually. I think I won here. Always a very happy moment for me, guys. The Titan has come out to play. Okay, so onto the other side. With all this crap all the way down into this little area. And then we get cracking. Okay, so you ready, guys? Here we go. And Becca has just told me that you probably can't put plaster on it because it'll probably crack when it flexes, so that's to show how much I know, doesn't it? There must be something we can put over all the holes just to sort of fill all the gaps in before painting over. So if you've got any ideas, guys, leave a comment down below. It always helps. Cheers. I'm just going to do this bit here at the end now. So I've got to move all this junk down to there, then we do the last little bit. But yeah, I wanted to show you this bit before there's more junk in front of it again. The old kitchen worktops, move them over here. They're slowly getting there too. So currently there's lots of little areas of junk on the boat, as you can see. I mean, this is normally on this side, but it is there. And then if you follow me through, bathroom, lots of junk again. Bedroom, a horrendous amount of junk. And then when you come into the kitchen, there's just absolutely loads. We've got ballast scattered all around the boat. So Becca suggested that the best way to deal with that issue when we're cruising in a couple of weeks up to get the blacking done is to probably scatter the ballast around the boat as we're sort of journey bound, and then we can sort of work out what feels best. There we go. And obviously we're done behind here. And we're done behind here too. So we've just got to work out how to fill up the little crevices and then paint it. We're getting there, guys, we're getting there.
Okay, so finally on to finishing off our lovely gas locker. Well, lovely rusty gas locker, but it's not going to be rusty anymore. So grab our 2-pack epoxy.
Our good old friend Jotun. Been told I've got to go easy on that because we still want to use that for the old living room. We still need to scrape that in there. Yeah, forgot to tell you that. The catalyst. My trusty marigolds. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I don't think we need a lot for that little gas chamber, do we? Gas chamber, can you say that? I feel like the easiest method of this might be just to scoop it out and put it into another one because it's so runny. I don't think you need a lot. Oh, that works good. Tiddly little bit of this.
And this is what it looks like when the aqua steel has dried, so it sort of goes like a darker colour. and the left side was really the only part that was rusty really, just a few sort of areas on the right.
I should probably put some tape around here so it doesn't go up, so it's all neat and tidy. Is that what you do? Something like that, is it? I don't know what I'm doing.
That looks about right. What do you reckon, guys? Let's go in for the kill. Problem is, the only paintbrush we've got left is this weird one.
Only bloody brush I could find. So don't laugh. Then you just go over it, don't you? Like that. Sure, that's what the professionals do, isn't it?
A little bit more tapey down here where we forgot. There we go, all finished up. Looks good.
I'm a bit worried I may not have used the right tape, so some of the 2-pack may have sort of snuck under. But we'll see, I suppose, won't we? That ain't the best bit. Should probably wait till it's fully dry. What do you reckon? Getting cocky now. Oh no. Oh no. Gonna have to paint that with something. That looks horrible. Need like a small paintbrush really, just to sort of neat and tidy it up. But you end up making it worse, don't you? That's the problem. No one really goes in there anyway, do they?